Hey guys, Tonic here, and welcome back to another Top Photos of the Week. This is again just a very good week for the top photos. We've had a lot of really good submissions, and I'm pretty excited to rank them all, so let's get started. Up first, we have a photo submission from Captain Beardy, and it's a wonderful shot inside of one of the Mothman cultist areas. I believe that this is the one just north of the Ohio River Works, and also the one with the Jonestown Easter egg. I really do like the Mothman cultist decor. I always love that kind of aesthetic that they have with all of the twigs, all of the lights like that. It reminds me a lot of the Blair Witch Project, and I love that movie, so the Mothman cultist areas are always a sweet spot for me. Carrying over the theme of the Mothman, we have a shot of the Mothman himself from a very long egg. I like this one a lot. Mothman photos are always nice to have in your save files, but then on top of that, this does also have a red aura kind of glowing around the Mothman. I'm not exactly sure what that is. I kind of think it's from the sensor unit inside of the power armor if they do have one, but regardless, it's still a really nice photo. Up next, we have a really unique photo from Humperdinck 2011, and it's them inside of the Raiders survival tent next to the bug zapper. This is just a really nice angle, and at first I was very confused about what that object was in front of them, but it turns out that it's a bug zapper, and you can actually kind of see it zapping a bug right there, so that's a very nice touch. Up next, we have a photo from Grim67, and it's called The Queen is Awake, and it's quite literally the Queen actually just waking up after getting hit with a nuke. And it's awesome. You can even still see some of the legendary effect dust kind of glowing off the Queen, and I do think that's very cool. And as I always say, nuke shots never get old. Up next, I'm going to show a few photos from Washed, and these photos I'm actually going to show as a series here, and I usually do this when photos are kind of best viewed together or sent in as a conglomerate piece rather than an individual photo, and this one definitely kind of does feel like that. They're all taken from the exact same angle, they're all taken at the exact same place, and you can kind of see just how the environment changes over time, and it's really cool to see in the form of photos just how much the world actually changes while you're playing. This next photo comes to us from Conveyed Auto 22, and there's a reason I really like this one. At first your eyes are kind of drawn towards the person and the red flare, and then they all kind of blend in with that red foreground, but then something that stands out way in the distance is this very bright green radstorm, and I really do like that contrast of the photo. Everything is pretty red and brown, then you just have this very bright green in the distance, and I just think it's pretty neat. Up next, we have a photo from Axel, and he calls this one Overseer Mothman. I like this one. I think it's pretty interesting to even think about a vault being overrun by Mothman cultists. That would be pretty nuts. And then on top of that, for some reason, it reminds me a lot of Rick and Morty, like some alien creature working a human desk job. There's just a lot of things about this photo that I really like, but for some reason, I was just really drawn to it, and I had to put it on this list. This next photo comes to us from Noj90, and I think I pronounced your name right. I'm very sorry if I didn't, but it's them kind of standing in the middle of a ton of floaters, and they have their ears covered, just kind of hiding from them. Floaters are a very cool enemy, and they are actually very cool for taking photos near. They have these very bright, colorful glows to them, and I think this kind of captured them very well. Coming in at number 10, we have a photo from Sting, and it's them looking super confident about to go punch Earl with a power fist. I like this photo a lot. If you didn't know what was behind those rocks, you honestly probably wouldn't think much of this photo, but knowing that he's going onto a massive boss fight, it just makes this photo so much better. Up next, we have a photo from Logan MJ7, and this photo looks straight out of a game trailer. It just looks so cool, them staring off into a nuke and their power armor just about to go down there and kind of take on whatever is inside of that nuke. It is so cool. They never get old to see. I probably already said that a few times this video, but still, they're just so cool to see. I love nuke photos. This next photo comes to us from JPID, and they say that they were going for some OG Fallout vibes, and I definitely do get that from this photo. It definitely has that vibe of them kind of wandering around the map for the first time, exploring things and seeing this, and I honestly never really knew just how detailed the rebar is coming out of that dam there. It's actually pretty detailed, which is really cool, but then on top of that, this area is just beautiful. I don't really ever go there endgame because there isn't much to do for endgame players, but to see it again from the perspective of someone kind of exploring the map is very nice to see. Up next, we have a photo from STG, and this is one of those photos that I always like to consider a loading screen shot. This looks like something that you would get in the game before you take any photos yourself. It's just a perfect loading screen. It has a wonderful night sky, some wonderful trees, as well as the picker-up truck, which is my favorite vehicle in the game. And overall, I mean, it's just a very nice, clean, and professional photo. Great job, STG. Up next, we have a vertical photo from Ember, and vertical photos I have a very big sweet spot for. You don't see them very often. They're actually very tough to pull off a proper vertical photo, and this one is a perfect one. This one is a well-executed vertical photo of a landscape area. absolutely really cool. If you haven't tried vertical photos, they're very tough to mess around with. You have to turn your camera all the way. You have to mess with the controls pretty much in reverse, and it just feels really weird. It's really tough to get a proper angle, but I think that this one kind of did it very well, so huge props to you, Ember. This next photo comes to us from Stacy, and I'm not sure if this is intentional or not, but it gives me some huge Rising Storm 2 Vietnam vibes. I'm not sure if any of you have played that game or let alone even heard of it. It's a PC game where you pretty much just fight in the Vietnam War. It's like a hardcore military sim, and this gives me those vibes. It has some very overgrown foliage. It kind of looks like you're actually on a boat, like kind of wading down the river, and then you also do have the M16 rifle on the handmade there. Very cool vibe, very cool photo. I'm not sure if it was intentional or not, and if it was, brilliant. If it wasn't, it still is brilliant, so huge congrats, Stacy. Up next we have a photo from Uga Chaka, and it says, "Don't mess with the color pink." I like this one a lot. The coloring is great. The area that it was taken in is always awesome for photos. It's actually a prime location for photos, and just the pink colors everywhere is actually really unique. You don't really see that color too often around Fallout 76. So very nice use of the colors, and an overall absolutely awesome photo. The next 4 photos are honestly all very good, and it took me a long time to try and rank these next 4 photos. I stared at them all for about 5 minutes just trying to place them and pick out certain things I liked about these ones and those ones. It was very tough, but we're going to go with the next one from Tech Blaze, and it's a photo of them kind of looking outside the vault. I believe that this is a nuclear winter where you can actually look outside the vault. They have their goat head on. Tech Blaze is a beast at nuclear winter, so it fits his character very well, and it's just a really nice photo. The next photo comes to us from First Vault Dweller, and it looks straight out of Skyrim. I swear that this was actually taken in Skyrim Enhanced Edition, not Fallout 76, but I know it was actually Fallout 76. It is a really cool photo of them with the Flatwoods Bow Archer skin. I believe it's the Flatwoods Bow Archer skin, in some cave with a wonderful waterfall. I'm actually not 100% sure on where that cave is, but regardless, it still looks like it's straight out of Skyrim. It is a very cool shot, and you are very talented. These are awesome photos. The next photo comes to us from Red Radish, and it's a wonderful shot down from the glass caverns right underneath the fissure site. A very cool area. There's a lot of really neat stuff down there, and this one I've actually never really seen before. It's a guy trying to eat a hot dog, and sadly he just didn't make it. It's honestly pretty wild to think about that this may have been a starving person just reaching for that last bite of food, and they just didn't make it in time or something dark like that. It probably is, knowing that it's Fallout, but still a wonderful photo, and huge props to you, Red Radish, for finding this. Coming in at number 19, we have a photo from Menorah 7, and I believe I pronounced your name right, and again I am very sorry if I didn't, but it's called A Remnant of Garahan's Past. They're wearing the Garahan working outfit, they're working, they have the coal backpack on. They also do have that old-timey filter as well to really make it just lore-friendly and time period correct. It is the coolest thing. I absolutely love the attention to detail here, especially adding that filter. It's just the little cherry on top, and it's greatly appreciated. This is an awesome photo and great work. Coming in at top photo this week, we have a photo from Argentiere, and I love this photo a lot. It's really nice, it's very peaceful, you're just walking through the woods. It reminds me a lot of Zelda Breath of the Wild for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why, it just kind of has that majestic feel, and even the deer antlers on top of that really add to that majestic feel. It just feels really surreal. I like this a lot, I love the peacefulness of it, and I love the simplicity of it. There's not really anything too crazy going on, not really anything too flashy, and I greatly appreciate it. It is a very nice photo, so a huge congrats to you for being top photo of the week. And really quickly before I go, there is something new that I do want to try. A lot of you have been asking for challenges to accompany these videos, things like you can only take certain photos this way and in these places, and I think now is a really good time to try one. So the only photos that I will be accepting in the next week's videos are photos taken down in the Ash Heap region. The Ash Heap region I'll throw up on screen right now just in case you're not familiar with the terminology of all the regions. It's a very tough region, there's not really much good lighting there. The area just is very bland, it's mostly just destroyed ground and fires everywhere. So I'm pretty interested to see what kind of photos you guys are able to come up with. And the more I think about it, actually, the more hyped I get because it is going to be somewhat of a tough challenge, and I'm really excited to see the results. So next week, only photos in the Ash Heap region, and I do want to say thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it, and as always, a massive thank you to all the channel members: Citizen Girl, Chad of Fallout 76 Podcast, Timothy James, Asdeath93, Heather Henderson, Yosefated, Patrick Ruda, 23 Icefire, Jay Smith, Argentiere, Bowser Double Praying, Ice Cream Manny, Chris Decker, Robert Kennard, Theodore, Captain Awesome, Digital Aardvark, Lone Samurai OG, Diathan Gaming, Christy Mellon Schwitz. You guys are amazing. I love you guys, and have a good week.